Hey, this is Soundest. So I just listened to Igor by Tyler, the Creator. I don't think I've ever actually listened to one of his songs. So it was really interesting listening to a whole album. I was just kind of left thinking, like, what is the overall narrative of this album? Because it felt like there's a lot of lore and history and backstory to it. And it was interesting to listen to as a project, but I was just wondering where this fit in the scheme of his work. Igor's theme it sounded like warrior music, kind of like a call to action, especially with the beginning. And it had like a really strong build to it. And it just kind of feels like he's outside and he's showing out. In Earthquake, I feel like Playboi Carti's part, it kind of sounded like he was rapping in cursive, which it goes with the kind of understated effort in the vocals overall. I think has more of like a driving, moving forward kind of a feeling, but the bridge is kind of just such a nice touch and kind of feels light and tinkly. Running Out of Time had a message that sounds desperate, but the music doesn't actually. But it kind of calls you to just linger in that feeling of the idea of running out of time. New Magic Wand, that one just sounded a lot more desperate to me. For A Boy Is a Gun, I just really love the melody in that song. I was kind of just nodding my head along to it the whole time. For Puppet, I was just thinking, who is he talking to in that song? That's where I was kind of thinking about the concept of the whole album and the history behind it and where he was at mentally in the album. I feel like Puppet really made me think about that. What's Good kind of sounds like a giant stomping around. It just is like a strongly affirmative song to me. Gone Gone Thank You. It feels like he's back to more kind of like tentative, childlike kind of voice, back where he started in the beginning of the album. I Don't Love You Anymore feels like processing. And then Are We Still Friends, it feels like an ending. And the scream in the end was primal. And yeah, it just feels like coming to terms with an ending.